Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to bring you something that I've never shown on the channel before. So this is the Devon Pro's match play event. The top 16 from the Winter Order of Merit got through to this. So the first round was against Ollie Greenslade. I'm going to show you every match I played in this event. But let's start here. Enjoy. So as you can see, the weather was pretty bad on the day. It's like blowing at 30 mile an hour. The rain came down most of the day, but camera angle wise, like I said, it's decent. So you should enjoy this. Make sure you give it a like if you enjoy it, and leave it a comment who do you think is going to win, what do you think the score prediction is. Just get it in early. Me against Ollie Greenslade. Some of you may remember him from the channel like years ago, and he's been on Flower's channel as well. So let's just get into this match. So first hole, Bovey. It's a bit of an awkward one. It's like 330 into wind, and all you got to do is like knock it down. Well, I say all you got to do is knock it down. They're like 200 yards, just keep it in play. That's pretty much what we both tried to do. I hit mine slightly left, but had a wedge shot from about 90 yards in the rough, and the rough here is properly thick and juicy. So I got mine near the somewhat near the pin. For two, Ollie had a bit of trouble out of that banky rough stuff, so had this for a 5. Which is just let pass go the hole, so just let me have a go for birdie here on the first hole, and slightly overestimated how slow they were going to be, just because the putting green wasn't the quickest. So second hole was big dogleg left. I hit 3-iron, and it had really good 3-iron actually, hooked it round the corner. So Ollie generally hits a fade, and this hole, if you're playing a cut, it just does not set up for a cut at all. But you can get it out onto this fairway, which is what he did. Yeah, probably had quite a long way in, probably about 200 yards to a tiny little target. And he's just hit it in the front stream. I've got about 150 yards. My alignment of the day, like looking back through some of these videos, my alignment was not in a good place. So just trying to hit this at the pin if slightly left, and just leaked it out to the right and left myself in a stupid spot, considering all you have to do is hit it on the green and, you know, make 2 putts to put on a bit of pressure. So Ollie 4 to there. I'm in a dead spot with like long rough behind me, but hack it out. Ollie's putting for 5. Just for you to pass the hole, so really I've got, you know, a couple putts for this, but knocked it in for par to go 2. Moving on to the brutal par 3. This is playing 200 yards with an island green, and to be honest, I thought I actually made a good swing. Hit this slightly off the toe, and it's downwind, but it sort of just like pushed it down. The 7-iron, it's just caught the hazard on like the rock stuff and kick left. Ollie's sort of like misstruck this a bit, and it's just short of the like the hazard area, so this was fine, and this is a really good chip. So we go. Ollie is safe, got a putt for par. I've had to take a drop, scuttled this one up there. See how windy it is. And I've got putt for a bogey, so not too good. Ollie's putting for par. It's a good par today, so back to 1. Now this is a long par 5 into wind, and Ollie's taking it with his cut as close to the trees as possible, but hit a decent drive there. And this is one of the swings that, for starters, I'm aiming right, but I had trouble pretty much the whole day, like getting through it. And when I struggle to get through it, I basically stop, and then the hands take over and it hits some lefts. So there's a couple of those today. Ollie's second shot just cut this up into the sort of like hazard area on the right. I'm now hacking it out, playing 3 out the deep stuff, just moving it up there as far forward as I can. But yeah, when I do long distances like 3-4 hour drives and I play tournaments, I get really tight hip flexors, and then that tightens up everything else down my right side, and I end up getting like some shooting pains going down my right side. I think that's like sciatica or something. And that's definitely something that I'm going to manage going forward. All it takes is basically, I spoke to the chiropractor, and it's stretching, a bit of stretching after you've done a long drive, and then just basically get out of the car, go for a walk, keep it moving, and then just do a bit of stretching. But he wants me to do mobility mainly, so not too much static stuff, just mainly mobility stuff. So I've got some stuff to do, and I've also got to probably schedule tournaments a bit better. Anyway, that's a half in a 7, so not the best. But moving on to par 4, which has a road crossing over some trees, some water short of the green. Ollie's hit is just up the right. This is a better drive for me. As you can see, pretty soft today. So this is rough that looks not too bad, but it's honestly like some of the thickest stuff that I've played out of. And you can't really move it much more than 100 yards, and you've got to play with quite a lot of loft out of that stuff. So I've got like 120, just knocking into a safe spot, slightly too safe, just to the back of the green on the right. I'll use it a pretty decent pitch from that spot, and I've got a long putt for birdie down the green, and that's pretty safe. So Ollie to put some pressure on. Pretty decent roll, and then I've got this for the hole. Okay, now onto the par 3. So this was to the cloud. The clouds go one way, so this should be right to left, but the flag was moving, I don't know, slightly to the left, and then the clouds were moving to the slightly to the right. Sorry, clouds were moving to the left. It was playing about 150. I was hitting 9-iron onto the green in a pretty safe spot. Ollie's got it on there slightly further up the green than me. So it's like straight uphill, and it is wet, and they are a bit slow in these conditions, but knocked up there fairly close. Ollie's done the same. So that's a double gimme from about 2 foot each. And then this is one of the hardest holes in the course, especially when the wind's like this. So this is into wind, around 400, but it like bottlenecks up there, so you can't really hit driver. You've got streams both sides, and I'm just hitting like the Stinger 3-iron. Hit it really well, and I think I still had about 160 in. Ollie's hit his fade, which was safe. Peaky Blinders rolling through. And yeah, got about 160, so hitting a little 7-iron, trying to keep it out the wind. Hit my little draw. Pretty decent shot in there to that target. And then Ollie's got stuff to hit over from there. You've got to take it up over the trees or play a cut around it. I think he's played the cut to the front of the green, so it's a pretty good shot from there. This green's a bit funky. Okay. So yeah, it does some stuff. I've got this putt for birdie. Left it short, just struggling to get it to the hole because they are slightly slower than normal. As you can see there from Ollie. But yeah, 3 up at this point. This was sort of like my go-to from here on out of the day, so I couldn't really get through it that well with driver, so I ended up just hitting these sort of like low, almost like punchy stinger drivers, where I can just like get on top of it and just move it out there forward. So that's what I went to for the rest of the day for the most part. Sorry, from where it started. This is tough from here. Into wind. You've got to play a hook here really to a tiny little target. Ollie's just knocked it out there to the ground under repair. I'm aiming like 20 yards right. I was trying to hit this on the right side of the green. Thought the wind was a bit off the right, but it ended up moving this right. So just a bit of a misjudgment there. Didn't really want to miss that left. So it's down to the short game. Ollie's hit a decent chip. And look who's coming up with the short game. Cool. Almost hold it. Happy's got a short game. Ollie's just misread that up the hill. This is playing 150, but down the breeze. Rain really coming down now. I'm aiming down there again, hitting a wedge, but that's a safe spot. You can't really miss this left. As you're going to see, this green slope's massively left to right. Yep. That's all we're really trying to do from there. It's like 25 foot up the hill. Just leave it under the hole. And Ollie's hit a great putt. Just misses on the high side. Moving on to the par 5. Again, this is like my go-to shot now. So this is just like a low driver punch thing. But hit it decent. It's a long way down there actually. It's playing so like over 500 yards, and I've hit that. I think I hit that about 330, which is a decent knock today. Ollie's just hit his up on the it's just like bank stuff's quite thick, so he's just trying to lay up and just pulled it slightly. I've got about 170, and I had to hit a low fade up against the wind and hit that really well through the back of the green. Ollie's got a bit of tree trouble. Not too happy today. Ollie did struggle with his game a bit. He's been playing well recently as well. So just one of those days. Obviously the weather doesn't help. I mean, you can see how bad it is. So he's picked up. So it's 5 with 7 to play, or 8 to play. And yeah, he's just struggled there, knocked it out to the right. Then got a long way in. This is straight into wind. This was playing massive. Just like it's 440 off the back tees. So I hit my left and had to lay up to here. Got about 110. Thought I had a decent shot here. Which, to be fair, that is a decent shot. I mean, I'm like 15 foot away. Need to start like reframing that a bit. Steve would say. Look at tour average from that distance. That's a good shot. Right, Ollie's hit a great shot in there. I've got this going. I mean, this is downhill, and it's jaws, but it's. I don't see how you can keep that short. But then Ollie's got this to keep it at 5. And on our last hole of the day, this is my approach shot to the par 3. Didn't show Ollie's because he didn't hit the best tee shot, and then just shook my hand. So that is the first round done. Second round, quarterfinals coming against Paul Hendrickson. Now you're going to see some properly good golf from Paul. He's a good golfer. He's been on Dan's channel. You may know him as Dan's brother, but I know him as Paul. It's coming next, hopefully tomorrow. See you soon.